Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Juan Cristales again here. We are doing ground up new construction duplexes in Texas. This is a project that we have just started. We're just now doing the fill dirt. We're going to be talking about fill dirt right here at the edges. What do we do with all this extra dirt? And then basically the compaction test are the things we're going to be talking about today. All right, so let's get into it here real quick. So one of the first things that I think is important to point out is this big, massive mound of dirt that's here left over. We have to figure out something to do with this stuff, guys. Talk to your fill dirt guy, especially if you have an issue like this, because you're going to have to get rid of it. And it's easier to get rid of this stuff at the very beginning of the project instead of like when you already have a big massive structure there. So definitely try to figure out how we're going to take care of that at some point. So going through this process, guys, you'll see here, that's the truck, my truck there, and it's able to hold this stuff. One of the things that is a requirement of doing this is a compaction test. And the compaction test basically just ensures that the slab, or not the slab, but the pad that's going to be holding the foundation is compacted correctly. And all they do is, if you can see here, these are the tracks of that big bobcat that the guy's been using to kind of like level all this stuff out. And that's really it. He just runs it over and over and over again and presses it down with the little, the bobcat frontage of the thing, the little scoop in the very front of it. Okay, so here I wanted to show you kind of guys the low part of the project here. And as you can see here, you really, I'm low to the ground as far as I can, but what we want to do is that the top, and again, the forms are going to be sitting a little bit higher, right? The forms for the concrete are going to be sitting higher. This has to be, if that's the crown of the street right there, has to be at least 12 inches above the crown of the road. So we want the floor of the slab to be 12 inches higher than the crown of the road in the front. So that's the purpose of that. All right, so as you can see here, we're at the 104 Runnels property, brand new construction here. We're at day number 20. That's right. Yep, it's day number 20. And so we've just gotten the fill dirt done. This has been a little bit challenging, guys, because we've had a lot of weather. I've showed you guys all the pictures of like this thing looking like a pool, but now we've gotten all this stuff done. Here are the holes of the compaction testing. So the guys come out and mark it. We have 5 different points where this guy's going to be marking because depending on the size of the slab that you're going to be doing, he's going to point out where they want to do the compaction testing. They're drilling into it. They're like, like 1.5 inch holes, nothing too crazy. They go in there and they do it. And just wanted to kind of show you guys there real quickly. There's one there, there's two, and then we're going to keep going over here, and then there's number 3 right in the middle. So I think I just stopped recording, but I don't know if you can see it there. There's one in the middle there, and then there's another one over here and another one over there. So again, guys, the purpose of the compaction test is just to make sure that everything is compressed really, really well. Because if you think about it, what we have to do is ensure that this massive piece of concrete slab that's going to be going on top of that is going to be able to withstand the weight of all of that. And if all of this fill dirt, the pad that's going to be holding it together, was not compacted correctly, you have a potential where the slab could fail. And as a builder, you have to ensure that your structure is done to code and done correctly and according to the engineer specifications, okay? So here's the one in the middle, guys. But here's what I'll tell you about that. Don't be afraid of it. Don't let that stop you or deter you, because it used to kind of freak me out a little bit when I first started, but it really is not that big of a deal. I promise you. This is stuff that the fill dirt guys should know to do. This is stuff that you can explain to them, let them know that you have to pass a compaction test, that they have to be able to come fix it if they don't pass it, so they'll know to be more careful. Ensure that the foundation guys all understand the process that you have to go through, and that everything that we're doing is going to be inside the city limits. It really creates a scenario for you to only possibly win when you do this stuff, because you're pushing the risk onto somebody else, right? We have a company, it's an independent third party that's coming out to verify that this compaction is done correctly. And if it's not done, they don't care whether you pass or fail. They're just going to report the truth. And so if it fails, they're like, it's on us to fix it. If it passes, then it passes, and we're going to be clear to keep moving forward. But it minimizes the risk of you in the future having to deal with any issues with the property, the structural aspect of the property failing. Does it slow you down a little bit? Yes, it does slow you down a little bit, because, the length of construction is a little bit longer. But I mean, if you guys just saw the other one, we are at day number 95, 96 of that new construction project, and we're getting ready to put the driveways in. The interior is pretty much finished. So it slows you down some, but it's not that crazy, I promise you. Okay, so now that we have that part finished, the next part is going to be the forms, right? So we're going to get the compaction report. We're going to send that to the city once they extract that information, that data. So we just finished this other slab over here, and we're going to reuse this material. So we just did this slab right here, right? You guys saw that. You guys saw this is our project as well here. And so we have all this wood that's left over. We don't throw it away. The thing is kind of cool about this wood is, well, any kind of wood. Normally what happens if it's just out in the elements, it starts to corrode and it really starts to turn black and just starts, getting mold on it and stuff like that. But because this wood is up against the concrete here, what happens is that this wood becomes, almost impermeable, so we can reuse it. So these 2x12s, these big ones here are going to be 2x12s. These ones over here are 2x10s. We're going to reuse those, and I'm going to just take those over to the other side where we have these. These are going to be 2x10s. These are 2x12s here. We're going to just transfer them over to the other job site, and we're just going to reuse them. We may need some more 2x4s and stuff like that, but that's not too crazy. Very, very simple stuff to do. All right, just one more thing, guys. Today is Mother's Day, so let me show you a quick little video that I took today. All right, so there's goofy little me right there. This is my kids and my family, my wife and kids. So check this out. We just took a little picture there at Margaritaville today. It's pretty funny. Love it. Happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I want to talk to you again soon.